going on? How's everyone doing?
Shout out to Colin. Everybody else who's cool with Colin.
Chunky! I didn't say.
Get your popcorn and your Coca-Cola and relax.
Anyway, tell Colin I'm ready.
What's going on? This is Colin. How's everybody doing? Hope you're having a great day so far. All right. I have got a Karen. And, I know I get in trouble sometimes by calling people Karens, but I think, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say, I know this is a Karen. There's no way I can get in trouble for this. I'm not using it inappropriate. You will see. You will see. All right. Before I hit that play button, you know what to do. Hit the like and subscribe. Do your jump kick backflips. Let's go.
All right, this is a citation. It was issued on July 11th of this year on Allegan Street there, City of Otsego. It's a speeding citation on an actual 45 and a 30. However, it was only written as a 1 to 5 over. So, Ms. Keeler, you are here on this 1 to 5 over speeding citation to do one of three things. First is you could admit responsibility to the citation, or two, admit responsibility, but you'd like to provide some sort of explanation as to how or why that happened. Or three, you wish to contest this citation. In other words, fight the ticket at what we call informal hearing. What were you looking to do?
All right, before, what's her name? Keeler? Before Miss Keeler responds, I want to say one thing. And people that go into traffic court don't understand this enough. That you're not fighting the fact that you were cited for going, or that you were clocked at going 45 and a 30. You're fighting the face of the ticket. You were charged with 1 to 5 over. You weren't charged with going 45 and a 30. That goes way over people's minds. And I just want to make that clear real quick.
I'm looking to contest.
All right. Then the first thing I'm going to do is swear you both in. You want to go ahead and raise your right hands. You swear affirm any testimony you give here today would be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
Sir.
All right. So, Ms. Keeler, it makes a lot more sense for me to start with the deputy. They have the burden to establish to me why you were issued a citation in the first place. But after that, you'll have an opportunity to either ask questions or testify in your own behalf. All right?
Yes, sir.
So, deputy, you want to pick up the narrative somewhere where it makes sense to explain the issuing of this citation?
Yes, sir. So I was eastbound on M89 coming into Otsego City on the date in question when it turns into West Allegan Street. The vehicle in question, which was a blue Chevy Malibu, was westbound from North Street, and she was visibly fast because the distance from her and the vehicle in front of her was quickly closing. Therefore, I activated my front-facing radar, which is calibrated at the beginning and end of each of my shifts. And on my front-facing radar, she was at 45 in the posted 30 zone. When I asked her about it, she advised she was going with the flow of traffic. However, due to her quickly approaching the vehicle she was following, she was not going with the flow of traffic.
Okay. Ma'am, what is it you'd like to tell me?
Is it my turn?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I think that the first point is that it was not a 30-mile-an-hour zone. It was a 35-mile-an-hour zone. And by the time that he had pulled me over, he even said, the 35-mile-an-hour zone starts right here. And that's a quote. And if you go back, and I did, and took pictures of the site, the 35-mile-an-hour zone actually starts before he even clocked me. So it was not even a 30-mile-an-hour zone. And there's actually two 35-mile-an-hour signs. So it was after the second one that I was actually pulled over. So I wasn't even in a 30-mile-an-hour zone. I was in a 35. And he didn't know even what the speed limits were in that area. On the other side of the road, it is 45 mile an hour, which is why I was a little bit confused, because coming in, it was a little bit faster than where it is going out. And we were within.
Now, I'm going to stop you there. Ma'am, are you saying on this stretch of road that speed limits are different depending on whether we are traveling on the right or left of the road? All
Yes.
right. It is not occur anywhere in the United States of America that I'm familiar with. So let me go back to the deputy and we'll sort of clarify that. So deputy, the testimony is that she thinks that she may have.
All right, before he goes back to the deputy, let me know, because this was a weird statement to make, an odd statement, because I've never seen this before. Because speed limits are designed per like group of road, right? And it's the same on both sides of the road. Doesn't matter which way you're going. Now, there was a road when I was growing up. Now, they've changed this, but it used to be a 3-lane road, and there were lights on all 3 lanes. It either was like a red X or a green arrow, because in the morning going out, the right 2 lanes were green and the left lane was red. Now, in the after work coming back in, it was reversed. So the middle lane was reserved for the traffic coming back into town instead of leaving. Now, but I've never seen something like this with a speed limit. So let me know.
Been in a 35 as opposed to a 30. Can you please articulate why you have this as in a 30?
So where I clocked her at, it took me a minute to turn around and stop her, but where I clocked her at, she was in a 30-mile-per-hour zone.
Okay.
Which is
and by
on
the
the other
time you
side.
pulled her over, she may have been in a 35.
Yes, sir. Where
Are you
North
aware
Street
of any? Are you aware of any different speed limit for vehicles traveling in the other lanes?
No.
Yeah, Ms. Keeler, I find that to be, just sort of not really the case. They would never have a speed limit in one direction being different than the speed limit in the other. But to clarify, essentially what he's saying is he's agreeing with you. By the time you were pulled over, you may have been in a 35, but what he's talking about is where his radar hit you.
So I'm going to disagree with you again on that, because he turned around on North Street and my pictures indicate the speed limit is 35 right at North Street when you're driving. So where he turned around.
But ma'am,
was
whether
30.
it was 30 or 35, the speed limit that he's testifying to, 45, would be a 1 to 5 over in either one of those 2 zones. But I allow you to continue.
I'm saying that I do not believe I was going 45. I even looked down because I was with my son taking him fishing. And I looked down and I said, I'm only doing 39 and this is a 35. So he's not after me. We'll pull over and let him pass.
Okay. But ma'am, what you just admitted to is exactly the ticket that you have. He did not write you a ticket for going 45. He wrote you a ticket for going 1 to 5 over the speed limit. So in a 30,
and I was not in a 30 zone. I was in a 35.
Okay, but ma'am, you just said you're going 39 and a 35. That's 4 miles over. You have a ticket for going somewhere between 1 to 5 over. So even by your own admission, I would have to find you responsible on this ticket as it's written.
Oh, look at her face. This is what I told you. The very first comment I made. If you're going to dispute a ticket, you're going to dispute the face of the ticket. Now, a lot of people that come in to fight speeding tickets will say, "Oh, well, I was only going 2 or 3 miles an hour over the speed limit." Stop saying that. You're admitting to speeding. It is up to the officer to prove that you're doing that. Do not do that. Just say it was a 35. I was going 35. It's up to the officer to prove that you were going faster. Stop giving them the admission. Now, she's about to go. She's already showing a lot of attitude, but this is where the Karen comes out. And again, pretty sure I'm right about the Karen label on this one.
The ticket, what you're accused of doing is 1 to 5 over speed limit.
I'm going to tell you this. I'm a nurse. I just gotten off of a 4th of July shift, 3 12s in a row. And as you know, holidays are very stressful in a hospital. I'm not going to lie. And this is the type of situation that is exactly why nurses have compassion fatigue, because we give so much compassion for all of our shifts, and then we get picked on for a little tiny thing like this. And of all of the people in Allegan County, this is who you choose to go after?
Well, ma'am, essentially what you're saying is that somehow because of your occupation, you shouldn't be in trouble for speeding, but somebody else might be?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying this is why.
I don't understand what you're saying.
I'm saying I have compassion fatigue. I am frustrated with being nitpicked all the time. And of all of the people in Allegan County, a single mom who's just trying to take her son fishing, this is who you're going to pick on?
All right. Well, ma'am, let me just reiterate what my job here is. My job is to look at what is in front of me. What I have is you accused of going 1 to 5 miles over a speed limit. And you are contesting that, saying that's not what happened. But even by your own admission, that's what happened. I would have no other choice but to find you responsible. My only options are responsible and not responsible.
I'm contesting
All right.
that I was in a 35 and he clocked me in a 30, and I was not. I was in a 35. He said
Okay,
the 35 started
that would
way
be
further down.
irrelevant either way, right? It would actually just be worse if you were in a 30 going 39.
I'm saying that the deputy did not know the speed zones where he was clocking me.
Well, ma'am, I mean, I have his testimony, I have your testimony. Your testimony is that the other lane is 45. I mean, that's just really
I have no
not
problem
true.
proving that. I have no problem with that. I have pictures.
Well, and here's what I need to explain to you. So I have found you responsible on this citation, but because you had a contested hearing, you do have a right to say, I don't agree with what just happened there. I want to go to what's called formal hearing in front of the district court judges with the prosecutor's office involved. But for you to continue to fight this and go to that formal hearing, you must do two things. One is you must ask for that within 7 days of today's date. Your window of opportunity to fight this further stops after that 7 days. And secondly, you must come in and post a cash bond in the same amount as the fine to guarantee your appearance. Do you understand your rights on appeal?
Yes.
All right. Then we're all set for what we need to do here today for what's called informal hearing. I'm going to go ahead and release parties.
Ooh, she is not happy. She is shaking her head. Again, understand what you're fighting. And I understand she's upset. She's frustrated. And you know what? She thinks she's right. She thinks she's right on this. And I mean, you know what? Let's just say she is right. Let's just say one side of the road is 45, the other side is 35. And the officer clocked her in a 35 instead of a 30. Let's just say that is 100% right. And this is what the judge was trying to say. She admitted to going 38 or 39. Her ticket is for 1 to 5 over. So she admitted to the ticket. Now, it doesn't matter whether or not she can prove that one side of the road is faster than the other, and she was actually in a 35. She admitted to going 38 or 39 miles an hour. It's done. Like, what are you going to appeal? You know, something tells me she's going to go try to find some city ordinance and get all the speed limits changed on this road and get all the signs changed. That's the kind of person I feel like this is. All right. Anyways, you guys have a great rest of your day. This is over. I think she makes one more comment. There's only about 10 seconds left of this video before my outro. I feel like she says one more thing, and it's something like, I will see you again, or something snarky like that. Or I may be confusing it with something else. Anyways, you guys have a great rest of your day. I have one half of a sovereign citizen that came this morning. I am waiting for him to come back. And yeah, it's going to be a good one. You guys are going to enjoy it. So hopefully I'll have that out before my live tonight. Otherwise, it'll be first thing in the morning. All right. You guys have a great rest of your day. Until next time. Bye.
Deputy, I think you have another one here, so I'm just going to pop you back over. Wait.